Hi, this is Dr. Patrick Cohn with Peak Performance Sports. Today I have a short video on 4 pregame mistakes athletes make with their confidence. All this week and beyond, I'm previewing a new program called Instilling Confidence in Baseball and Softball Players, a 7-day plan for coaches. Well, here in this model, I talk about the 4 main quadrants or areas where athletes make mistakes with their confidence. And I want to talk about each one of these. Let's start with expectations, for example. In my book, expectations are often a negative because there's a definite relationship between an athlete's level of confidence and their expectations. If they have super high or strict expectations for themselves, it's very easy to feel like they're never reaching those expectations, and thus confidence suffers. So athletes with strict expectations, athletes who try to be perfect, go out there and think I need to go 4 for 4 at the plate, or I can't make any errors on defense. They feel like they need an errorless performance, or they feel like they have expectations from a coach or parents. It's very difficult for this athlete to have a high level of confidence. And a lot of this happens way before the game starts, obviously, and it happens with some of the things they learn from coaches, parents, and how perfectionistic or strict they are with their own game. Secondly, another mental game no-no for athletes is they have what is called reactive self-confidence as opposed to proactive self-confidence. Now, reactive self-confidence is the athlete in warm-up where it doesn't feel, their arm doesn't feel good or their bat doesn't feel good in the batting cage. They start to make assumptions like, oh, I'm not going to have a good game today. So they think they're having a cruddy warm-up, and that affects their confidence. Or in the first inning of the game, maybe they struck out or the pitcher doesn't have his stuff, whatever. They start to feel like, oh, I'm not going to have it today. They make mistakes and get down on themselves, or they react to some of the things that others do out there to them or say to them, and thus, therefore, they're allowing their confidence to be thrashed around, certainly. Let's move over and talk a little about comparisons. Athletes who make comparisons prior to the game to other players, they typically compare themselves to players who they think are better or more talented or have better technique or have a better record than them or have sometimes better abilities. That's problematic for an athlete's level of confidence because if they're comparing themselves to others, typically they put others on that pedestal and they look at them as superior. So you have to be careful of your athletes that are looking at the other team, looking at the other pitchers, whatever it may be, and start making those comparisons. Not good for the confidence. Finally, a huge killer to confidence is what I call self-doubt. Self-doubt is athletes that don't have confidence if they're doubting a lot. And certainly the doubt can be about their own ability. I'm just not batting well today, or I'm just not pitching well the last practice. It can be doubt about the opposition where they compare themselves to the opposition or the opposing team is just too good. Maybe they have doubts about their own teammates. Like, are my teammates going to step up under pressure and be able to get the job done, right? Or they could have doubts about the coaching staff as well. So these are just a few areas in which the self-doubt can come from. So it's important to understand here what's going to affect your athlete's confidence. So with my students and in our new program, we talk quite a bit about this, you have to be careful of the expectations they carry with them into the game, having reactive self-confidence instead of proactive self-confidence, if they make comparisons to others, or if they have a lot of self-doubt. You have to be able to diffuse these things for athletes to be able to have full confidence, full belief in their ability. I know there's a lot of factors here, certainly, but I'm going to talk about all these, and you're going to learn more about these in our new CD program called Instilling Confidence in Baseball and Softball Players, a 7-day plan for coaches where I'm going to walk you through 7 sessions that I would do personally with your team, but I'm going to train you to do those sessions. That's all for now. If you want more information, you can visit peaksports.com/baseball_confidence.php and download a free report about the top errors batters make while batting. That's it for today.